Just to be nice to you guys. One more season tonight. That's right. You thought I was going to cliffhanger you? Nope, I'm not. You let me be a brutal sellout. So we're still going, baby. One more season. We're going to find out whether or not Shaquille O'Neal is going to be a member of the Magic, a member of the Timberwolves, or if he's going to ruin our lives. So really quickly, for my Orlando Magic this year, a reminder of what we look like. With Tim Hardaway, Morlon Wiley, Sam Vincent, Gary Payton, Sarunas Marciulionis, Jeff Grayer, Larry Grandmama Johnson, Travis Gilliard, and Andrew Mobley were auto-signed. And power forwards David Benoit, Jeff Dawson, and Matt Bullard. Centers Mark Eaton and Nathan Griffin. Not bad. I don't want to be in quick edit mode. Thank you. In terms of the game plan, we still down to 9? Yes, we are. So it's Tim Hardaway, Gary Payton, Larry Johnson, David Benoit, and Mark Eaton. That's not a bad lineup. I'm hoping it's not playoff caliber. It might be. Untouchables? Fuck, man. Like, just Gary Payton? And both of my first this year. That's it. That is all that's untouchable. Everything else, everyone else can be in the running. Honestly, we might just go off of rating instead. But, like, Wiley, I can't move. Vincent, I can't move. Benoit, you're going to the block. Dawson, you're going to the block. Bullard, you're going to the block. Anybody else? Some of these new guys are recent signings, so not everybody can go. But future second-round picks onto the block. Honestly, man, do I even put future firsts up for grabs there? Because this team is turning the corner pretty soon. That 1993 draft has guys like Chris Webber, Sam Cassell. Like, it's not bad. 94 has like Jason Kidd, Eddie Jones, Grant Hill. 94 is not bad. Honestly, I'll even put my 1993 first up there. I'm going all in for this year's draft. I'm going all in. Oh, boy. That 95 draft is pretty fucking good. 96 is also incredibly good. Like, that's the next one to spec into. That is what I'm going to set up as. For Chat's Timberwolves. Point guard, D. Brown, Kevin Edwards, and Avery Johnson. Shooting guards, Kendall Gill, Vinny Del Negro, and Larry Robinson. Forwards, Jed Buechler and Rick Fox. Power forwards, Sean Kemp, Kenny Payne. And centers, Kirk McLeod, Greg Mayo, Kelvin Lowe, and Will Perdue. The lineup ends up being D. Brown, Kendall Gill, Jed Buechler, Sean Kemp, and Kelvin Lowe. In terms of the block, I imagine Sean Kemp is still untouchable. I imagine your first rounders are untouchable. Let me know if there's anything else. In terms of the block, I mean, let's be honest. Like, a point guard, like, if you're keeping D. Brown, there's no reason to not put Kevin Edwards there. You can't put Avery there yet, but you're close. Can't put Vinny there yet. You can put Robinson. Put Buechler there to try to make room for Rick Fox. And then the centers, you got to wait. Gill untouchable. Anybody else agree with that? I mean, shit. D. Brown, man. 3.5-star value. You don't have to put him on the block, but he might be decent. Do we have any disagreements with that setup right there? Any disagreement for chat side of things with that lineup set right there? Or is that how you want to run it? Give you a minute. Put the 93 first up there. Any disagreements? Any disagreements on that? Any at all? Going once. Brown as well. What, for the block? Can at least look. Okay. Any disagreements on that setup? Dipping a toe into the pool to try and land Shaquille O'Neal. All right. Let's see how this plays out, both in the sim with our teams, but also perhaps in terms of any trades. The Magic immediately get a trade offer. It's Hardaway from Michael Adams, which I'm not going to do. Like, I'm only trading Tim Hardaway if it gets me a fucking crazy return. So far, so good for the Magic. Didn't win for the first couple weeks. Trade offer for Chat's Timberwolves. Judd Buechler and your second and 93 for 22-year-old center Donald Hodge. He's only a C potential, but he's a 73. If you get rid of Judd, it opens up room for Rick Fox to be the guaranteed starter. But Rick is currently apparently down by 3 anyway. I think that's a morale thing. So, I mean, Fox would play, presumably. Like, your coach might put Kenny Payne in there, but odds are, you know. Final, it's up there because they had some technical difficulties with the pay-per-view side. So do you take this deal to open up room for Rick Fox to be the starter? It would get you yet another center, but you deal with it, you know? Anyone else want to disagree on this deal, or do we process it? Judd Buechler and a second for Donald Hodge, mainly making up room for Rick Fox. Going once. Going twice. All right, that's a done deal. Buechler off to the Hornets. The 3-15 Timberwolves. Another deal for the Timberwolves. Shooting guard Larry Robinson, B- potential, 23 years old, 70 overall. For 23-year-old, 71 overall, B potential Anthony Bonner, and a second. You don't need him in terms of depth. Another backup power forward behind Kemp makes sense. That's a good deal. That's actually a really good deal. Like, yeah, you take a 2-point hit on Robinson. He's your third-string shooting guard. And if you're keeping Kendall Gill as the starter, then, yeah, why would you? That's a good deal. I take that every day of the week, but it's not my team. Anybody want to disagree with this deal? Third-string shooting guard to get a better backup power forward and a second-rounder. I mean, they're the same age, too, right? Yeah. All right, done deal. I think that's a pretty good deal for you. You're not going to be able to develop that other guy. 5 wins for the Timberwolves. You get another offer to flip Bonner for Vinny Johnson, but Vinny's 35. So, I mean, no. Terrible deal. Another offer for the Timberwolves. Vinny Del Negro for Greg Alo. I mean, 30-year-old. Vinny's only 25. Really no reason to do that at all. Especially without like a pick attached. Another trade offer for the Timberwolves. Avery Johnson and a second for Billy Thompson and a second. So Avery's 26 now. Not going to get much better than a 74. Thompson is 28 as a forward. It might hurt Fox, who is currently battling an injury, so probably not. Like, he got rid of a forward earlier this season for Rick Fox. So, no reason to really do that. Magic get an offer. I mean, Kelly Tripucka, I know I'm not going to take it. Magic get another offer. So Moreland Wiley, 25-year-old point guard, 72 overall, B+. He's playing like a 77 right now. And my big man and veteran, Mark Eaton, for Dwayne Coswell. Good young center, Dwayne Coswell. That could be my fucking backup plan if I don't land Shaq. 23 B+ potential and a 75. And your old friend, Judd Buechler. I mean, I don't need Moreland Wiley. He's not bad, but I don't need him. I got Tim Hardaway. I got Gary Payton. Payton is hurt as well right now. I'm going to say yes to that. That gets me a Shaq backup. That gets me a Shaq backup in case I need it. Just in case. And Wiley's guard depth. Buechler helps me a little bit of forward behind Larry. That's a done deal. That's a done deal. I like that. Hornets would be over the cap. Add an exception. Yeah. Make the trade. Done deal. Done deal. Timberwolves get an offer. It's 25-year-old center Kirk McLeod, a 72 with C+ potential. He's playing like a 76 right now, apparently. For 27-year-old center Joe Wolf. So basically, trade a young center. Get a little bit older, but you get a second rounder. Really no reason to go forward with that one. Yeah. I'm not trading Hardaway for Tripucka. It's not happening. Trade offer for you guys. One of the centers, 27-year-old now, Greg Mayo. He's not going to get any better. 74, but playing like a 70, apparently. For 26-year-old power forward, Gabriel McDaniel. Might as well just keep the better asset. That's got to be a no. AI's trying to rob you. And that brings us to the trade deadline. Chat's Timberwolves at 8-30. My Magic at 8-33. It is close in this tankathon. However, we might not be alone. The LA Lakers are 9-29. We are not alone in this tankathon. The good news for you guys is that the Dallas Mavericks are a bottom 5 team, and you have their pick. Chat is in a very good position right now in terms of this draft lottery. You have Dallas's first. I have Washington's first. And the Bullets are on pace to be a playoff team. Chat might have hit a home run with that Dallas trade. That's not bad. But it would also come down to lottery luck. Trade deadline, huh? Could wait to see how it plays out. I'm good to hold, chat. What about you? Any conversation of a nuke, or are you good to go with your 2 bullets? I'm good to go. Good thing Adam Silver's in the GM, or we know they'd get Shaq. They still might. They still might. All right. We're both going to hold. Last thing to check, contract extensions. Kevin Edwards wants to leave, you guys. That's not a gigantic loss, really. He's still got a year left on his deal, too. All right. So it is going to come down to that draft lottery. And will either of us land that first overall pick? Chat's realistically going to have 2 shots, depending on how Dallas holds up down the stretch. But presumably... Ooh, actually not even. Our records are close. The records are close. Very, very close. Thank you guys for beating the Bullets. But you guys also beat the Lakers, and then you beat me. And then you lost to Dallas. This is going to be weird, man. This is going to be weird. Your league MVP in 1992, Michael Jordan of the Philadelphia 76ers. Your Rookie of the Year, Orlando Magic's Larry Grandmama Johnson. Finally doesn't go to a Timberwolf. Sixth Man of the Year, Portland's Lionel Simmons. Defensive Player of the Year, Michael Jordan. Jesus Christ. Most Improved, Minnesota's Sean Kemp. Coach of the Year, New York's Ben Nelson. Executive of the Year, Ed Thomas. First Team All-NBA. Wow. Michael Jordan. Winston Garland. NRKM. Sean Kemp. First Team All-NBA. That initial draft lottery worked out really well for you guys. And Hakeem Olajuwon. Your all-defensive team, Michael Jordan, Ron Harper, Scottie Pippen, NRKM, and Hakeem Olajuwon. Your all-rookie team, Terrell Brandon, Kenny Anderson, Chris Gatling, Billy Owens, and Larry Johnson. Neither of us made the playoffs, of course. Dallas did not make it. The Bullets are not in the playoffs. We each have 2 lottery picks. Yours will presumably be higher, but we both do have 2 picks in the lottery. Recap of the season, your leading scorer was Sean Kemp. Kendall Gill not too far behind. D. Brown as the point guard, averaged 3.4 assists per game, which isn't too crazy. And for me, it was Tim Hardaway, Larry Johnson, Gary Payton, and their band of merry men. As far as the standings are concerned, let's leave it up to fate. Your NBA champions in 1992. The New York Knicks make it 3 wins in a row. This time not behind MVP Scottie Pippen, but Brad Daugherty. Holy shit, dude. The Knicks. They are insane as they beat Seattle in the final again. Sweeping Seattle this time. Pippen, Tisdale, Daugherty, and Richmond. Holy shit. Absolute juggernaut, the New York Knicks. So, here's where it gets interesting. Player retirements, Daryl Dawkins, Dennis Johnson, Robert Parrish, Jerry Shitting, many others, Calvin Nat, Mark Eaton. Rick Edelman. Robert Parrish gets the old 0-0 retired in Boston. Shot clock only resets when the ball hits the rim. We got some uniform and floor changes, even some logo changes. But this is where it gets interesting. the draft lottery. The Orlando Magic have the top odds. The Timberwolves are at number 4 and number 8. The Magic at 1 and 10. Dallas picked up the pace a little bit. Went from top 5 to finishing 8th from the bottom instead. And the Bullets fell off of their playoff pace to put me in at number 10. The lottery to determine who will have the top shot at Shaquille O'Neal. Here we go. This could decide the entire era. Milwaukee holds at 11. I'm very likely to hold at 10 with this next pick, and I'm okay with that. But I'm glad to at least had the chance. And indeed, so my pick from Washington holds at number 10. But I still do have those top odds. The 9th overall pick belongs to the Charlotte Hornets. Well, this is exciting, isn't it? At number 8, the pick belongs to the Minnesota Timberwolves, courtesy of the Dallas Mavericks. Still a great trade for you guys. You essentially got an 8 and a 14 for the 4th overall pick last year. It's still a great trade. Sacramento holds at number 7. Please don't reward the tank. Don't act like you weren't fucking tanking either. Piss off. Number 6. The Minnesota Timberwolves fall. The Pacers and Suns are both into the top 3. The Lakers land at number 5. Holy shit. Oh my God. And the 4th pick belongs to my Orlando Magic. We both just got kicked in the balls. Holy fuck. Everybody loses in the Shaquille O'Neal sweepstakes. Holy shit. The Pacers move up to number 3. Holy fuck. So it's between the Nets and the Suns. And the New Jersey Nets have won the 1992 draft lottery. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. The craziest lottery luck we've seen so far. So chat lands at 6 and 8. I land at 4 and 10. 3 teams moved up. Wow. That's crazy. So. Question is there a nuke? Is there a nuke? That's the question. Is there a nuke? That's the question. Well, we got one person arguing for the nuke right now. Do they have any support? Or does the chat leave it up to chance? What's the play? Speak now or forever hold your peas. Will chat risk it all for Shaquille Oatmeal before we head to the draft? Damon says new. All right, we're going to throw it to a vote. Will chat use the tactical nuke to try and see if they can trade for Shaq? That is the question. Do you at least want to see if you're pulling the trigger on a nuke, or are you cool with just being like, nope, didn't happen, I didn't get him either? That's the question. Do you use the tactical nuke to try to trade up and land Shaquille O'Neal? That is the question. No guarantees they will trade you that pick, but they might. They might. It is a close vote. There are other players in this draft, especially when we both have 2 top 10 picks. Again, for you guys right now, Kemp, Gill. It's a good starting punch. It is very close. If it ends in a tie, it ends in a tie. And nothing happens. By 1 vote, chat is electing to explore the nuclear option. I.e., what can you get for these players? So, I mean, the big question is, for example, no offers found for Kendall Gill. No offers found for D. Brown. We might have to do it at the draft itself. We'll wait. I mean, chat is electing to see if they can do it. So to the draft we go. No trade offers for Kemp. No trade offers for Gill. No trade offers for Brown. Chat, you might not be in luck. You might not be in luck. Even if we go directly to the Nets, which typically we don't allow people to do, they will not trade you the pick. Now, I could be mean and say, well, that was your nuke. I'll probably be nice. But, well, let's see. With the 6th and the 8th, Clark Kellogg, Charles Oakley, Michael Cage, Rodney McRae. The Nets aren't budging. The Nets aren't budging. They're not budging. And obviously, that's from me, and I wouldn't do that. Add Gill. Nope. Kemp is a no. Brown is a no. Vinny's a no. And even someone like Hodge isn't going to be enough. It's not happening. It's not happening. So I'll tell you what. I will allow you to say, okay, we retract our nuke. If you let me look. Otherwise, that is your nuke. As it is. So if you say, okay, that wasn't our nuke, we're sorry, then I am at least allowed to take a look. Without it being mine. Chat says, okay. Mr. B Major, good to see you, by the way. So, is there anything going on in Magic World? Is there anything going on in Magic World? They don't want to trade me the pick either. That's to be expected. Shits and giggles. 4th and 10th. Clark Kellogg. Lakers are offering pick 5 and a first rounder next year. Yeah. Charles Oakley. Mark Jackson. Neither of us are in luck, man. Neither of us are in luck. It's not looking too good. It's not looking too good. Not at all in terms of either of us being able to do anything. All right. Well, it looks like neither of us are landing Shaq. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Although, I could use my tack nuke here to get the second overall pick in case somebody fucks up and doesn't take Shaq. I could. I certainly could. I certainly could. If you're going to look at 2, we also get to look at 2. You didn't say that you wanted to look at 2. Just because I'm smart enough to say I wanted to look at 2. You guys never said look at 2. You never said that. Just because you're not smart enough to say, hey, let's look at 2. You didn't give us that option. You didn't ask. I never said that option wasn't on the table. I never said. Oh, man. I could even keep pick number 10. I might have to use the old tack nuke here. I might have to. I might have to use the old tack nuke here. Pick 4 and a power forward for the second. If they don't take Shaq, you know, I might just have to use the old tack nuke here. Ball's in my court, isn't it? Chad elected to retract. Ladies and gentlemen, the Orlando Magic. We normally don't let you look at specific picks. Right. And then I clearly, for you guys first, looked at the first. Normally means we're diverting from the normal course of action. And it benefited you guys first. So how could you possibly be bitching? Use your heads next time, stupids. The Orlando Magic. You didn't ask us. You didn't ask to see it either. I'm sorry, I don't have to hold your hand through the whole damn thing. Why do I have to hold your hand through the whole damn thing? Why do I have to? Why do I have to hold your hand through the whole damn thing? We're doing something different. Means other options are there. Does it not? No one thought, we could also look at the 2. I did. Sometimes you just get outsmarted by the streamer, everybody. Hate to tell you. Sometimes you're not the smartest people in the room. This guy is. The Orlando Magic are using their tack nuke. And we are taking this deal. We are trading Jess Dawson in our 4th to Phoenix for the 2nd. That is a done deal. Tack nuke is in effect. Tack nuke is in effect. As chat keeps whining. You know why I'm smarter? Because even if I don't get Shaq, I still get Alonzo Mourning. I still get Alonzo Mourning. Suck my fat cock. You got outsmarted by the streamer. You got outsmarted by the streamer. The question is there anybody else I can actually manage to trade away? I might not be able to because people aren't on the other contract. But Tim Hardaway, Gary Payton, Larry Johnson, Alonzo Mourning. Yeah, I'll take those chances. I'll take that chance. David Benoit. Literally, that tack nuke is only being used for one trade, which I don't think has ever been done before. But it's either Shaquille O'Neal for Alonzo Mourning. The New Jersey Nets, first overall, do take Shaq as expected. But the Orlando Magic get, in theory, the missing piece to their puzzle. And I'm going to get Alonzo Mourning. Now you don't have a nuke? Bitch, I don't need it. I don't need it. Because we end up with Alonzo Mourning. 79 overall Hall of Fame to starter comparison. Alonzo Mourning, welcome to Orlando. So it's not worth the nuke? I disagree. I needed a center. It's the last thing I needed. It is the last thing that I needed. And it did give me a chance at Shaq if the AI did something stupid. I am more than happy with landing Alonzo Mourning there. More than happy. The Pacers at 3 take forward Jim Jackson. The Suns at 4, LaFonso Ellis. I'll gladly give up the pick used to draft LaFonso Ellis to get Alonzo Mourning. The Lakers at 5, Christian Laettner. And Chad has 2 of the next 3 picks. Pick number 6, no trade offers. So for you guys right now, your roster, D. Brown, Avery Johnson, Kevin Edwards, shooting guard, Kendall Gill and Vinny Del Negro, Rick Fox at forward, power forward, Sean Kemp, really Anthony Bonner, and then centers, McLeod, Mayo, Hodge, Lowe, and Purdue. So in terms of available players, this is what you got in terms of the highest rated dudes that are left. That's what you got. Is there anyone of interest? Got even Papa Jones in there. We scroll down further. Latrell Sprewell is there at shooting guard. Bryant Stith. Robert Horry at forward. John Barry's a bit further down. P.J. Brown. Then it really starts to fall off. What do you guys think? What do you think? How's Horry so low? I have no idea, honestly. No idea. No idea. What do you think? Who's of interest, chat? It is your pick. You got 2 of the next 3. You got 2 of the next 3. Who's it gotta be? Again, if you're looking at centers, I mean, P.J. Brown, no trade offers. There were not any trade offers. Got to make the pick at this point. Only way to not would be to use the nuke. Popeye and Spree. Could go that way. You could. What do you guys think? What do you think? And I still have the 10th pick coming up, too. I need names, chat. I need names. It's your team. Let's go. Chop, chop. You're going to beat me, right? Let's go. Chop, chop. Small forward and center, and then Sprewell if he's still there. Well, we're seeing a shout for Sprewell right now. Going once on Latrell Sprewell. Because that's an actual name and not just a person in theory. Going once. Can't move Cheeks to center. If it plays him there, cool, but he's not a natural center, so it's a bit of a risk. Just a heads up. Got a shout for Doug Christie at shooting guard. Well, we got a shout for Cheeks. We got a shout for Sprewell. Got a shout for Christie. Anybody else? Shout for Tom Gugliotta. All right, well, we'll throw it to a vote then. So who's it going to be? It's going to be Trevor Cheeks, Tom Gugliotta, Doug Christie, or Latrell Sprewell was the other name being mentioned a lot. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? It is up to you. It is your team. And honestly, whoever gets second in the voting, if they're left on your next pick, we'll just take them. I mean, unless it ends up being the same position. Oh, goodness. All right, now Sprewell is leading the vote. What do you got? What do you got? What do you got? Looks like it's going to be Sprewell, unless something changes quickly. Sprewell, Gugliotta, the top two. Two different positions, at least. All right, Latrell Sprewell's chat's pick. At number 6. Sacramento at 7 takes power forward Trevor Cheeks. And you guys do get a trade offer at number 8. 21 of them, in fact, actually. So, Philadelphia, first round pick next year. And Pete Chilcutt, who's not that good, but he's not terrible. Average player. 34-year-old Sidney Moncrief. Second round next year to also get Abraham Jones Garcia. A- potential, 73 overall at 23 at forward. And Alton Lister, a veteran power forward. First round pick next year from the Bulls and young power forward Doug Smith. 72 overall, C potential. Tony Campbell and Ed Russell. Yeah. Jeff Turner and the Clippers' first round pick next year. Turner, just a veteran power forward. Chris Gatling, 8th overall last year. 77 overall power forward, A- potential, apparently. And a second round pick this year. I mean, that might be guaranteed to be better than anybody else that's out there. Sacramento offering their first round pick next year and their second. Lakers doing the same thing. And again, the Lakers have been bad. Mavericks offering, well, they want your first rounder next year, but Terrell Brandon, 22 years old, B+ and a 75. Larry Stewart, 23 years old, A- and a 74. New Jersey offering Michael Cage and Albert King. Nuggets offering Jim Les and Greg Dreiling. Pacers, Pinckney and Banks. Pistons offering Cliff Livingston. Sunvold in the second. Spurs offering pick 21 this year and their first rounder next year. Suns offering Dawson and Klein. Hill and Shaw. Sleepy Floyd. And Miami offering Victor Alexander, 22-year-old power forward, 73 B potential, and a first-round pick this year, and Horace Grant from the Hornets. Seeing a lot of people mention the Lakers. First-round pick next year and their second. Obviously, you could also just keep the pick and go for someone like Gugliotta or whoever the hell you want. But what do you think? What's the play? Also saw the Jazz trade mentioned, which was Gatling. So, it's a what do? Keep pick, take the Jazz trade, take the Laker trade. Or other, in case someone else said something while I was typing that. What do you think? What do you think? Again, Lakers were pretty bad this year, too. Also kind of got boned by the lottery, my recollection. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? Looks like chat wants to risk it for that Laker pick next year. Try and get higher than an 8th. Not a bad idea. Maybe not a great idea, but not a bad idea. Shout out to Who's the Dude for getting himself fucking slapped. Let me see what the hell you said. See if a mod reinstates the band if you earned it. All right. Looks like it is the Laker trade. Chat's going to invest in picks next year. Fair enough. Fair enough. That is done. So the Lakers at 8 take Walt Williams. Hornets at 9 take Tom Gugliotta. And the Magic at 10. We do get trade offers. There's that Pete Philcutt or Chilcutt trade. If I think he's better than any power forward I can draft, it's not bad, and I get an extra first next year. Moncrief at guard, Jones Garcia in a second, no. Doug Smith at power forward and a future first. What's up with Dougie Smith? 22 years old, B in a 72. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. I'm trying to think about who else is in this damn draft. I don't know if I saw... P.J. Brown wasn't taken yet, was he? I don't know if P.J. was taken. Obviously, like, that first trade's not great because, Jordan. Robert Horry might not help me either. I can't remember. Fuck, I can't remember if P.J. was there. Chicago one's not too bad, though. Darrell Armstrong, no. Thomas and Russell, no. Clippers offering pick 22 and their first rounder next year. Whew, that is tempting. That is tempting. That's not bad. That's not bad. Hawks offering their first next year. Utah offering up Chris Gatling. Utah's offering up Chris Gatling. Is he going to be better than anybody else I can draft right now? I'd only have to give up a second as well. Sacramento giving up their first. Knicks giving up the 27th in their first next year. Williams. Okay, unless Williams is insane, but I don't think he is. No, he's not. Larry Stewart. Michael Cage. Jim Les, no. Cliff Livingston, if I wanted someone a bit more established. That might be worth it. Spurs offering 21 in their first next year. Phoenix offering Jess Dawson back. No thanks. Sonics there next to, well, first this year, first next year. Dennis Hobson. Miami offering pick 20 in the first next year. Horace Grant. Horace Grant. Hardaway. Peyton. Grandmama. Horace Grant. Alonzo Mourning. Only thing I'm worried about is how much Horace Grant is making. $2 million. Doug Smith. I can't remember fucking P.J. Brown. I don't even know if they would have made P.J. Brown good in this game. They should have, because he was good. Gatling is still cheap, though, man. He's only a 77, but... Gatlin straight up. Get another draft pick next year. It's not the strongest draft in the world. Horace Grant. I think it's Chris Gatling, man. I think it is. 77 overall. Smith is a little bit weaker. Philcutt's a little bit weaker. Like, I just need that power forward to round out a starting five. Because I don't think this team is going to be bad enough, even if I didn't trade up for Alonzo Mourning, to really tank. Like, whatever rookie I was getting this year, it was going to make us too good, so. I think for the cap maneuvering, it's got to be Gatling. Yeah. I'm going to trade the 10th overall pick and a second next year to Utah for power forward Chris Gatling. It's got to happen. He's that last piece I need. They take Joe Courtney. I'm going to have confidence that Gatling's better than Courtney. He might not be. We'll see. But I'm going aggressive. Magic back on the clock. Have to make the pick. Popeye Jones is still there, but apparently he's only a 68. Okay. What do we got? A point guard. Nobody notable. Shooting guard. Nobody notable. I mean, Anthony Peeler. Shooting guard. Nobody really too crazy. Honestly, it might just have to be Popeye, because there's not really too many other... P.J. Brown. I hope they made you good in this game and put some respect on your name. P.J. Brown is the pick. No doubt. No doubt. And that is the end of this draft. Our first nuke has been used. I did it to try to get Shaq, but knowing that I could get a silver medal in Alonzo Mourning made it worth it. As Alonzo, rocking an A- potential at 22 years old and a 79 overall. He's not Shaquille O'Neal, but that's okay. That is okay. Chatland's 69 overall B+ potential Latrell Sprewell. And yeah, like Cheeks. I mean, I couldn't have gotten Cheeks. Couldn't have gotten Gugliotta. Courtney was only a 71. Robert Horry down there. Keefe was a 74. I think I made the right move, man. Lonnie McDaniels. I think I made the right move in that trade, too. I think I did. And then, of course, second round. P.J. Brown only a 69, but he has a B potential. I'm content. I am content. I got the help at big that I needed. I'm fairly content. In terms of player options, that's right, I picked up Coswell, too. Honestly, we're picking up those options. For Chad, obviously, Fox. Makes sense to keep all these guys. Makes sense. Straightforward. Straightforward. Qualifying offers. You guys don't have anyone that's stupidly expensive. But I also don't know if there's anybody that you absolutely need here. Let's look at your roster real quick. So, like Avery Johnson, you have Kevin Edwards. You can let go of Avery, you have Kevin Edwards. You can let go of Vinny because you have Sprewell. Power forward, you can let go of Kenny Payne because you got Bonner. And then center, McLeod, Mayo. You do still have Donald Hodge. I mean, worst case, like you keep McLeod or Mayo, but there's really... Yeah, I mean, you could keep Mayo or McLeod. You just choose between one of the two. Everybody else is worth ditching. Like, you have the depth. It'll open up space to maybe spend money. But, I mean, Mayo's a 27-year-old, 73 overall. McLeod's at least the higher overall. Mayo's not going to get any better. Makes sense to keep McLeod. For myself, could try to keep Sam Vincent if I needed to. Marcellonis or Grayer wouldn't be too bad. So it was Gilliard, Buechler, Grayer, and Mobley. So Griffin can definitely go. Gilliard and Mobley can go. So it's just Buechler and Grayer. And they can both go. And they can both go. So, yeah, it was just Grayer and Buechler. Alright, it's getting late. My brain's... Keep Buechler. Drop Grayer. Just to keep the depth. Alright. Pretty straightforward. So it sets us up for free agency and whatever might happen. Chat's showing up with $2.65 million in cap room with $3 million in hold. I'm showing up with negative cap space at the moment, but we'll see what happens. I'm making a push to take the early lead. Chat's still rocking. Kemp, Gill. We still need to see how some of these guys are going to develop and who you might add. But I'm banking on that top four. I'm banking on that top four. I wasn't planning on doing this, but when the AI handed me Gary Payton, I pretty much had no choice but to go in early. So that is the strategy there.